All right, here we go. We're going to do a disassembly of the DCCD switch for the STIs. A lot of people are out there having problems with these, and they're pretty easy to take apart and fix, especially with the sticky knobs issues with coffees falling in and stuff like that. Um, Again, it's a pretty easy fix. The hardest part will probably be taking it out of the car, but the easiest part will be disassembling it and actually cleaning it so it works properly. So again, this will be a disassembly, and we'll try. I'm using my cell phone, so again, please be understanding. First time making a video, and I know this was an issue I've had, and I ended up buying one online, and they sent me that one, and it was actually with the same problem that mine was having. So I decided to just take it apart and see if I could fix it. So here we go. Okay, so looking at the back of the switch, you can see here, you want to start out by prying the two front tabs where the wire goes into. That end, you want to pry first, get those two tabs up, and then again, you're going to work your way back. So you'll do those two tabs, you'll get the side ones, and then the rear ones, you don't have to worry because usually it'll just pop right up. But again, just be careful. These tabs are brittle. They will break. Not the end of the world if they break. You could probably just put a little bit of some kind of trimming glue in there just to hold it back together. But again, just be cautious. Pretty brittle. I put a little heat on mine, carefully put some heat on mine, um, and then I was able to pry them open without breaking them. But again, this is the one they sent me that I ordered. And again, this one was already broken when I noticed the one tab was broken. So I didn't know if somebody just took it apart, broke it, put it back together, and sold it to me damaged. Again, doesn't matter. It's a pretty easy fix. Um, so again, I'm going to show you now real quick just how to take these tabs off. Again, I'm on my cell phone, so it's pretty hard. I'm just going to kind of give you an idea. So first, you want to go in to these tabs. You can see there's a tab here and a tab on this side over here. Those tabs, you want to put two screwdrivers in. So I'll use one here and then I'll have another one on this side. So I'll have two screwdrivers prying on these tabs at the same time. Again, it's hard to do with my cell phone, but I'll pry and pop this cover up on the back. Then on the sides, you have the same tabs right there. So they're the exact same tabs. So you're going to pry on them tabs on both sides. And again, usually when you do those both tabs after you have the front ones released, the back ones will just pop up. You don't even have to worry about them. Um, and then, like I said, the back you can see, again, excuse me, I already pried this off camera. The back here, you can see one of the tabs broke. And again, it came like that. So this is what I dealt with. And again, it's pretty easy fix. So here we go. I'm going to show you how to take this thing apart. Again, the cover's on. You pry the tabs in the back, pry the tabs on the side. The back part will come off. The back part comes off. You grab it, and then back of there you'll see the actual circuit board for the switch. If your switch is really bad, you want to get something pretty safe for these circuit boards to clean them. So you want to clean these terminals that you see right here. Let me get this right so you guys can see it. These terminals right here, you want to clean all these terminals. These are your contact points. So you want to clean all these terminals. That one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So again, I used some electric cleaner I had on a little rag. Well, actually, I used a Q-tip, cleaned them off real good. And that was the end of that. Now, on here, the same here, you'll see this is a rubber cover. It has these metal tabs in here inside there. So these metal tabs in here, you also want to get some electric clean and clean them as good as you can. This will be where the issues happen because you could see, I don't know if you can see it. I'll see if I can get a close up here. Again, this is my phone. You can see right there, it's a little bit of coffee, dried coffee right there. Um, and it gets down in behind the switches and it drops down. And this is where your problem's at because the coffee will seep into this rubber piece and I'm going to pull it out. It just pulls right out. And you can see in the back here, all the coffee. See the dry coffee? Well, what happens is these buttons, and I'll show you, they push in. Sorry again, man. I wish I could do this better, but it's last minute. So these buttons here, they push down, and these metal contacts, they touch these contacts over here. So the metal contacts underneath will touch them. So these rubber things will get filled with coffee, like you can see here. See, there's a bunch of coffee here. Well, what happens is when you get that coffee in there and it just sits because you haven't used it, it will cause this button not to be able to be pushed. Or if it does push it, it'll get stuck there. So if you have it set for like just stock, and it ends up having some type of contact point or whatever, it will seize itself there like glue. It's just like glue. It'll hold itself down, or it'll actually hold itself up because this will all. And once that happens, and you push it down to use it, it ends up like say you say, oh, some things work, some things don't. Well, then that's what happens. It'll end up going down, and it'll get stuck there with all that gluey type because it's really gooey. I'm touching it and it's sticking to my fingers. So it's really gooey and it will get stuck. Once that gets stuck, what happens is it'll kind of be just stuck on that, and none of the other switches will be working because it's thinking that you're still trying to select this. So it's just has it pushed down, it's stuck. Now the system's no good. You can't get it to do anything at all because it won't be able to operate with you trying to do three different things at one time. All right, so take this off. You'll clean this real good. Be careful. This is like rubbery. Um, I actually just used a little bit of alcohol on this with rags because I didn't know if anything else would deteriorate it and mess it up. So I just put a little bit of alcohol and I washed it down softly. Like this one's not done, but I will because I'm going to actually rebuild this one. But again, metal contacts in the back, clean them real good. Then you got your front contacts that you definitely want to clean this because this is where these pins, there's these little plastic pins that go in there. And these plastic pins, I'm sorry, man. I wish I had a better phone, but right in there, you could see them. They're these plastic pins. There's one there, and these plastic pins, they pop up. I'm going to take one out so you guys could see what they look like. This is what it looks like. It's just a little plastic pin. This right here is your main culprit with it sticking. Once the coffee gets inside there, these things seize up just like if you put cement glue on them, and they will not work. You'll push the button thinking it's working, and these pins are stuck completely in there. And again, I'm sorry, you could see where there's one there, and then the one I took out goes right on top. They're all over. There's one here on this side. There's one over here on this side. Again, this one's missing all kind of parts. Like I said, this came to me like this. Um, and then the same over here. You'll see more of these pins. If they were in there, you would see more of these pins in here. So that's the main culprit there. A lot of people have been having issues with the knobs popping out. Simple. There's little white ring in here. It's a locking ring. It locks your selector button in place. So what you want to do is you want to push up on it, and it's hard to do again on my camera phone, but I'm going to take it out. So you're going to push on it, get a small screwdriver, and you're going to spin it. Mine's, it looks like I got to spin it counterclockwise. It could be either counterclockwise. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be counterclockwise. So if you look here, it's hard to see, but it'll spin counterclockwise. But again, you have to push the button up and then spin that with a plastic screwdriver to release it counterclockwise. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take it off and then I'll come right back and show you guys what it looks like. Okay, this is the ring here. This is the ring that holds your knob in place. Again, counterclockwise, spin it as you're pushing the button down. You have to push the selector button down to to unlock it basically so you can spin this um, lock ring out. And you'll see on the actual piece, right there's the knob, and right there's the actual housing where it sits in. Um, when you put it back together, if you have some dielectric grease, put a little bit of dielectric grease on that. Um, and you'll see it's just some lock tabs in there that hold it in. And then the same with the selector switch. There's some knobs in there that hold it in. Make sure, like you said, you want to make sure you put the knob back correctly. And if you look at it, it has marks on how it goes. There's a small marks here. You can see there's a small mark up top, and then there's two wider wider pieces on the bottom. It only goes in one way, and you'll feel it. But again, just make sure you have that in the right location. Mark it if you have to with a piece of tape before you take it apart. but I've done it enough that I know now how to do it. And again, this is your actual knob, and now it's apart. So now you want to clean all this out as much as possible, because this also will get gummed up, and it'll have your knobs like sticking when you went to select it, could get stuck right or left. So once you have this all apart, you want to take the knob and you actually want to clean it real good. Um, so you'll clean here, and then on the other side, oh, I just flipped it and knocked all the pins out. Again, be very careful with these pins. If you lose them, I don't even know if you can replace them. So you'll probably have to order another switch, but there's a bunch of them in there. And you can see there's one there and one there again. One fell out, another one fell out. So again, you want to get this knob and look on here. You'll see how nasty and grimy this is. There's ball bearings in there. Um, there's a ball bearing on the bottom. There's a ball bearing on the top. So you want to go in there and clean them as good as possible. Q-tips, a little bit of alcohol, and just clean them real good. Once you get them nice and clean, again, some type of grease. I use dielectric grease just because I know it's pretty sturdy and it's not going to deteriorate anything in there. So um, again, just clean it really good. All right. Now we're going to go through one more level, which people don't realize. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.